Hey guys, it's Mia.
And Juju.
And welcome to
It's Her Time Podcast.
Okay, so this is now our second episode. What were some things that you liked talking about in the first episode?
Personally, I liked when I got to rant about what was annoying me and just talk on like a deeper level and get stuff off of my chest about what was bothering me. And I also liked watching you eat the olive. What about you? What were your favorite parts?
My favorite part was definitely talking about relationships. I think it was just kind of, I don't know, I feel like I just got my point across in a way that like I can't do normally.
The woman of the world, we're basketball girls. We're the woman of the world, we're basketball girls. What time is it? I said, what time is it? Yeah, what time is it? I said, what time is it? It's her time. We're the woman of the world.
So today we're welcoming our first guest to the podcast, Scoop Smith.
Scoop Smith is a 3-sport athlete at Woodland Hills High School, so welcome, Scoop. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
First off, I want to thank y'all for having me, for being the first guest on the show. I'm very honored. But yes, I'm a 3-sport athlete. I go to Woodland Hills. I play football, basketball, and I run track.
So which sport's your favorite out of the three?
It's kind of hard answering that question because I kind of like football and basketball the same. I grew up playing both of them, but I don't like track. I hate track. I am good at track though. I'm very fast. I won the district championship, but it's just like something about just being tired and running I just don't like.
Yeah, I think that's something that none of us like,
Yeah.
especially after being with Jamal this year. Running and being tired, I
Oh my
don't
gosh.
like that at all.
But you do a lot of like conditioning with basketball and football too. Which one would you say is like the worst conditioning wise?
I feel like practice-wise, football condition is way worse, but like actually playing, you get like your breaks and stuff throughout the football game. And basketball, you kind of don't get no breaks. Like you just run up and down. So like practice-wise for surely football, but like just actually playing basketball for surely.
Playing football, we know there's a lot of injuries, a lot of big hits. So what is like the hardest aspect or like physicality, I guess you could say, of playing football? We both play basketball and we know how physical that can get, but from a different aspect, playing football, what would you say would be that physicality?
It's kind of weird because it's like it kind of depends on who you ask. Because I'm a type of person, no matter how hard I get, everybody might say ooh or whatever, but I have to get up because it's like you just hit me hard. I can't stay on the ground. So like I might get up and my head hurts or my body's hurting. It's like you just gotta suck it up. Like it's definitely a painful sport, but it's just one of those things where like it's just like I'm a competitor. So if you hit me super hard, I'm gonna come back and just try to hit you. So I have to get up. It's not like I can stay down. But it's kind of weird because I get hurt more in basketball than football. Like just running around, jumping, like how fast I move.
Yeah,
Like I'll get hit in my leg and fall. Like I get hit way more in basketball than I do in football. It's kind of weird.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about football, like the physicality of football, all the injuries. Obviously, we play basketball and we know the physicality of how everything can get and how physical everything can be. So what's it like being a football player?
I think honestly, it's like it depends on who you ask. Cause like I feel like I'm a competitor, so like no matter how hard I get hit, I'm gonna have to get back up because like I have to do something about it. Like I have to hit him back. With football, it's like you're gonna get hit. Like it's a physical sport, but it's just how you take it. Like some people you get hit to the point where you can't get up literally, but if you can, some people will stay down. It's just really on who the person is. But it's kind of weird because basketball get hurt way more because I don't have any pads on. I'm hitting a hardwood floor, and I run around super fast. That's why I'm fast. That's what I do. So like when I'm running around, jumping super fast and high and get hit, it's like I can't control my body. So it's definitely like a weird.
Yeah, that's one thing we definitely know is like being thrown around in basketball, especially with this past AAU season. I feel like it was very
It was really
physical.
rough. Yeah, the teams were bigger because we were in like we were in Power 24, so it was a higher like seating and a bunch of bigger teams, and we got so many bruises. I remember there was this one game where everyone came back with like 3 black eyes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were gone it was like everyone was tired, and I think the game kind of just started to like fall away. And
Yes.
Josie, everyone had a black eye, and it was like
Josie, Jaden, and Mimi.
yeah,
And Riley, actually.
yeah, everyone had a black eye, and it was like, what just happened? It was literally like we just got beat up by someone.
We did, because we did.
Yeah, there was a couple games like this previous, because I didn't play AAU this year, but there was a couple games this previous high school year where like one of the games, the kid that hit me, he like got kicked out for like the season. Like, they didn't let him play for the rest of the season. There was a couple games I went up for layup, somebody hit my legs. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just something with basketball. It's like I just get hit way more.
I feel people are really brutal in basketball because they get fouled and then they foul right back.
Yeah, like they try to go after you, like retaliate.
Yes.
Almost.
Surely.
Does that ever happen in football for you?
For surely. Some people will do it like they'll get hit mid play and they'll hit you late after the whistle. But some people, like I'm one of those people, like you might hit me and it's like I'm gonna just remember your number, remember your face or something. Remember something about you because I'm gonna see you later in the game eventually.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
All right, now it's time for our favorite part of the podcast, Full Court Press. And what it is we're going to ask a series of questions, and the person has to answer those questions in about 1 to 2 seconds. And if they don't, then they have to eat an olive.
Have you ever eaten an olive, Scoop?
No. I heard they taste like tomatoes, like the texture's like a tomato.
Yeah,
Sure. Scoop, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
So the first question is, who's better, Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese?
Caitlin Clark.
Who's better, LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan.
What's more exciting to watch, men's basketball or women's basketball?
Men's basketball.
What are you better at, football or basketball?
Football.
Who is the best wide receiver in high school?
Me.
On a scale from 1 to 10, what do you rate yourself?
Break my scale.
On a first date, who should pay for the meal?
The male.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
Unnecessary lying.
What if you were stuck on an island, who would you take?
My mom.
Most attractive girl in All-American?
Whale.
What's harder to play, basketball or football?
Basketball.
Who looks better, Gigi or Mia?
Olive.
He's actually chewing it.
Oh, is he gonna swallow it?
Oh my god.
You swallowed
You
the whole
swallowed
thing?
it? We didn't expect you to actually eat it. Oh my gosh.
Swallow it?
That's crazy. Was it salty?
What did it taste like? What do you rate your experience?
Yeah. For your first
that
olive.
was terrible.
Never again?
Never in my life.
Okay.
There's more questions?
Yes, we have more questions.
That means I got to answer them.
Yes. What is your go-to ice cream flavor?
Vanilla.
What's your dream college to play at?
Dream college what?
To play at.
Colorado.
Has a famous person ever slid in your DMs, and if so, who?
Nah.
You're not answering
Oh.
that?
I said nah.
No one slid in your DMs? Okay.
Do you watch Love Island?
No. But I did post a picture like I was watching it just because a whole bunch of girls watch it. And a whole bunch of girls slid up asking me about it.
Okay.
Okay, who's the best looking girl at your school? Okay, so you're eating the olive again because you took way too long.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, here you go, Scoop.
I don't know if he can eat too.
Oh my goodness. This is unfair. That's a I can't.
You had to eat it. Just
Eat
eat
it.
it.
I should have just been homeschooled. God, please. Take the taste. No, I'm a G. Any more questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you only have 2 more questions left. Who was harder on you, your mom or dad?
My dad.
Who are you closer with, your mom or your dad?
Dang.
Yeah, eat the olive.
That's visible. That's visible.
Okay.
The olive broken up. Alright, I'm just thinking my life choices like
Like, you should have just answered the questions, all of them.
Yeah.
then you make people mad.
Okay, we don't make anyone mad.
Mia, you would have thrown up by now.
Yeah, I would have been done. I don't know how you're swallowing them either, and you're still going.
Oh.
Oh, at least you're done.
Yeah,
No more
that's
questions
the
left.
end of our questions. So how do you feel after eating 3 olives
Yeah.
now?
I feel terrible. That's the worst thing I've ever ate.
What does it like taste like though?
I don't know. It's unexplainable.
Is it
taste.
really salty?
Salty?
Yeah, it's
Do you
definitely
taste it salty?
It's definitely salty.
Yeah, it was super salty. I don't know
Dang.
how you ate all three
No,
of those.
yeah. Last week, Mia and I talked a lot about relationships and what we didn't want to see in a guy. So, what's something or characteristics that you think are wifey material?
I feel like the first thing with a female is like she has to have her priorities straight. Like things going for herself. Like, you know, like she has to know what she wants in life. Like I don't want her to piggyback off of what I got going on. So I feel like the first thing is like she knows what she wants. She has her priorities straight. And, you know, it's not just like a worried about what I'm doing. Like I want you to worry about yourself first and then about me after. Second, I feel like it's like a respect thing. You know, if you can respect me, you know, be there for me, everything will work out, in my opinion.
Nothing is worse than when someone doesn't have their priorities straight and they're just all over the place and like they don't know what they want. Because I know a lot of people in high school, they're going out like drinking at parties and they're just kind of throwing their life away. I feel like looking from like my perspective, like that's just you have nothing going for your life and it's just frustrating.
I think as an athlete, especially when we have our priorities straight and you're dating or even talking to someone that doesn't, and they can be like all over you sometimes. And it's hard when you're an athlete because like you have to focus on getting your schoolwork in. Like you're not worried about partying. You're worrying about being in the gym all the time, getting your schoolwork in, where they're worried about partying, where that can set like a conflict almost, whereas if someone does have their priorities straight, they understand where you're coming from with all of that.
No, that's exactly how I feel. Because I take it as like I'm going to the gym and you're going out to party. Like those two things just don't go together. And it's like I would rather have a girl that is on top of her grades, has a job, than a girl that's only worried about social media, going to parties. It's like you're trying to look good for everybody, but like, are you for everybody or are you for me? So it's like it's kind of hard, you know, nowadays because that's what everybody does in this generation. But it's definitely a priority thing for surely.
Especially if you're an athlete, you know you shouldn't be doing that because imagine there's a coach that's going on your Instagram or Twitter and they see you doing all this stuff or like you have a cup in your hand. They're obviously going to think the worst and they might not want to recruit you because of that.
And it's like, it doesn't even have to, like, it could be any photo from anything and they can find it. And that's what can really change a coach's mindset.
I could go party and be sober. Like I'm an energetic person. I have fun. So I don't need, you know, the drinking, the smoking. Let's go have some fun. Cause I like we're kids at the end of the day. We're teenagers. We're going to party and stuff. But it's just like I feel like all the extra drinking and smoking isn't needed.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people need the drinking and smoking. Like I feel like it's almost like make themselves happy.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
have to do it. So not only are they pleasing themselves, but they're trying to like people please other people.
I think the reason why I push people to not drink and kind of inspire them to not drink is because my sister and her friend got hit by a drunk driver in, I think it was December on Christmas break. She came home from college. Her and her friend, they don't drink, especially because they know like coaches and they have to go back to college. And it was, I think, December 22nd or 23rd. They were driving home from one of their parties, weren't drinking, completely sober. They got hit by a drunk driver. He was going, I think, 70 miles per hour on maybe a 30 or 40 mile per hour road, middle of the night. He suicide passed someone, hit them head on, and our car was smaller. His car was a truck, and the car smashed. My sister's friend's career shattered. She can't run track ever again. And my sister, she's still on the road to recovery, tore her shoulder, broke her ankle, had 3 to 4 surgeries. And my sister's friend Grace, she had endless surgeries to fix her legs and her broken bones. And my sister was unconscious when the police came and the ambulance came. And my Grace, she had to see my sister passed out, didn't know if she was alive or dead. And I think that was the worst part because she has to live with that trauma for the rest of her life. And same with my family and her family and everyone that was affected.
Yeah, I feel like that's the scary thing about it is like you can lose people, like your loved ones, your brothers, sisters, family members, and it might not even be their fault. Like they could be the ones that are drunk driving. That's why people preach on it so much. But then you could also just be out there, just have a normal drive, a normal day, not drinking, and somebody else that's drunk driving is the whole, you know, the cause of everything.
Like you could be doing everything right, but someone's actions can cause you so much pain and cause your future to be ruined all because of one moment that happened and one bad choice someone made.
That's why my mom's always on me, you know. She's always like, don't do this, don't. I'd be like, Mom, I'm fine. And she'd be like, it might not be your fault. You could just be driving. You could be driving right. it's late at night, people can't see and stuff. That's my mom's big on that, like driving late because people drinking and driving and stuff.
That's like my mom's the exact same way, especially because like you never know what someone else has been doing. Like you don't even know this person that you're driving on the road with, especially late at night. Like my mom always says, like nothing good ever happens after midnight. So like if you could try to avoid.
That's so weird that you said that because literally the night before it was, I think we were at Primanti Rose. It was 10 o'clock. Someone came up to us and said, "Remember, ladies, nothing good happens after 12." And they got hit at like 11:55.
Yeah, that's
So I think that's so weird that you said that.
yeah, that my mom preaches on that. Like she's very big with like you don't know what anyone's doing. Obviously, if it's after midnight 12:30, like obviously you're up to no good, or other people are up to no good. They've probably been at the bar drinking all day, or just coming back from a party, or even going to a party. So I've known you for a while now, and I always hear people talking about your height, and they're always kind of underestimating you. You're one of the most dynamic players I've ever seen, football, basketball, and track. You're dominating in every sport. So what is it like being underestimated by all these people?
At this point, it's kind of like I like hearing it, you know, because it's like a motivational thing. Just hearing you're too small or he can't do that. It's like, okay, like I like hearing it now. It's giving me more and more motivation.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when I was younger, it was definitely like something that discouraged me. Because like when you were super young, it's like everybody's the same height. So like you're not really hearing anybody's too small. But then as you get older and older and you can see me like not moving and everybody's getting taller, it was one of those he's small. But I always had a chip on my shoulder. It's like it gives you another reason to go out there and play.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like now as I'm getting older and I look back at it, it was like me being small has never hurt me. In basketball, it actually was an advantage. I was smaller. It's easier to play defense on people.
Yeah.
Football, I'm faster. It's hard for people to tackle me. So I just go out there and just like, okay, I'm too small, but what am I too small to do? I'm doing everything that everybody else is doing. So it's just more and more motivation.
I remember seeing on Instagram and basically all the social media platforms that you have a lot of offers in basketball and football. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So it started my 8th grade summer. I think I got basketball. It was a D2 school, Lincoln Memorial, but it was just like I've dreamed about getting an offer. So like being on the phone with a college coach and him offering me was just like the biggest thing ever. And then later that summer, I got my first Division I offer from Stony Brook. And the feeling of the first D1 offer is just crazy.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
it's just,
for sure.
It's definitely
I'm
crazy.
You're like at a high.
Yeah, because you're like, you get that phone call or even it's in person and you're like, oh, wait, this is like actually happening.
Yeah.
You've dreamed of this for so long now.
I ran down the street. Like I think I ran the whole neighborhood. Like it was so crazy. I called my whole family, all my friends. I just couldn't wait to post it. And they told me I couldn't post it through the next day. And I was just like, dang, that's kind of weak.
Yeah, that sucks. But the feeling of like calling everyone, literally everyone you know, and being like, you got this offer, like it's a different feeling. Like you feel like, wait, I
So
actually did
accomplished, yeah.
something. Yeah, you like accomplished your goal.
Yeah, it's definitely like one of the best accomplishments you'll have in a lifetime. But then football, it was my freshman year summer. I got Nebraska. And it's kind of crazy because this day I was supposed to have a day in a life. And we were going to Penn State for a visit. I'm going to Penn State, supposed to have a day in a life. So on the way up there, I'm sleeping in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And I wake up, somebody wakes me up like, bro, your phone's ringing. I have 14 missed calls from one of my 7-on-7 coaches. And I call him back. I'm like, hello? He was like, I was just on the phone with Nebraska. They wanted to offer you, but you weren't answering. So I'm like nervous. I'm like, so they didn't offer me? He was like, no, he did. That's why I'm still calling you. But you can't talk to the coach. Like he's busy now or something weird. So I'm like, oh, wow. Like, so it was just like I didn't really get to talk to the coach, so it didn't feel, but it was still like kind of crazy. Like Nebraska's a Big Ten school, that's Power 5, but it was like I was supposed to have a day in life, so it would have been a crazy thing to go into Penn State and get my first offer. And then I got like 2 more. I got Toledo and UNLV like the next week, and then during the summer I got UMass, Robert Morris, Temple. I got Temple in the middle of the season, but it was just like very humbling, you know, like. I really dreamed of those type of things, like getting offers, talking to college coaches, and just seeing it happen. It's just like you can do nothing but thank God because like it's like a very crazy blessing that you had.
Yeah, and then I think definitely once you get that first offer, you feel more accomplished, but you also feel that need to push yourself more to, like, you almost get greedy. Like, you want more offers, so you want them to kind of stack up, so when that time comes, you can choose what school you want to go to, what school feels like home.
I feel like talking to my friends, like I was talking to some of my friends that don't have offers. And I'd be like, dang, man, like I don't got what I want. And they'd be like, bro, at least you got one.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I understand where you're coming from, but like this ain't what I wanted. I want to be able to pick from every college through the whole world. Like
Yeah.
40 offers, could go to any state I want. Like just comfortably being able to just go pick out of a whole bunch of schools. Like it doesn't have to be a big school, but I still want to have the option. Like it's multiple options out there, and it's just like you say, like just greedy. Like I feel like it's a good and a bad thing. Like you think about it too much sometimes, but at the same time, it's like you're pushing yourself a whole bunch more because you don't have what you want.
I feel like it makes you realize how hard like your work paid off, because I know I've talked to a lot of coaches, and I just say I'm like really grateful for this opportunity, because I know a bunch of people, they don't get the same opportunity as us because only 1% of people go Division 1. So it's a really great opportunity to be able to play at a higher level and keep going for those 4 years of the sport that you love to play. All right, guys, so now it's time for Juju's rant of the day. Something I cannot stand is when people are not competitive or don't have a competitive bone in their body. It doesn't matter if we're playing checkers or a basketball game. You should always be being competitive. Like, what's the point of life if you're not being competitive at something? And how do you not feel like relieved if you win first place? And also an example could be like after a volleyball or basketball game, if you're laughing after the game, after we just lost, I don't know about you guys, but I'm in my feels. I'm not talking for the rest of the day, maybe a couple of days after, depending on how bad the game was. But that's something I just can't stand. I don't know how you guys feel about being competitive, but I just hate when people aren't competitive.
Okay, guys, so now it's time for Mia's advice of the day. My advice for today is to never let a coach kill your confidence. I think this is a huge thing with female sports, especially basketball, because there's so many things that a coach can be saying to you and harping on you for everything. But at the end of the day, it's you and your teammates in between the lines. So all that matters is that you're doing your best and you're doing whatever you can to win for your teammates. And I also think that you just have to take everything in and let it out one ear. You can't let it affect you, because when it affects you, it takes you out of your game. And you're playing one of the worst games of your life, I would say, if your confidence is down. Whereas if you have that confidence, then people are attracted to you. Like, you become almost the star of the show without doing too much. So the college coaches will look at you. Your teammates will gravitate towards you. So I think always having that confidence and letting no one, no matter who it is, coach, teammate, players, any adult, never letting anyone take that away from you. I think that's a big thing. And that's Mia's advice for today. Guys, that's all we have for today. And we just wanted to thank Scoop for coming on our second episode of It's Her Time podcast.
Thanks for having me. I really like and support this female podcast. This is definitely different. I had a great time, except for the olives. The olives were terrible. But yeah, thanks for having me.
Also, make sure to follow us on all social media platforms, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube, where we post our full episodes every Monday.